Hey, how y'all doing? Crickey Joe here in Salem, South Dakota. This is a map that was produced by Jamie Federal. It is a map that I enjoy because the fields are very realistically shaped. Let's look here. On this, we start out with the federal farm, which is 320 acres in this area here. Let's just bring this up, this area. And also Jesse's farm, which is, I believe, is 80 acres here. We have a set of equipment here at the grandparents' house. We have a set of equipment also over here at the federal farm. Federal farm has the sheep pens, and Jesse's farm here is just 2 fields of crops. I believe there's the dairy farm up here, the McGregor farm, the Beast farm, that might be chickens, either that or the Coke farm, I can't remember which, one or the other. And we own this section and this section to start. Now this map, you can buy plots of land. For instance, this one, 160, I think it's 160 or 180 acres, I can't really see well. It's all pasture. And then 160 more acres over here at the Beast farm that has some arable, two arable fields, and then another pasture section. So when you buy everything within these limits, you get fields and pasture. So let's go and get into our combine. We start off with we start off with the wheat field, a corn field, the canola field here, a barley field, and a canola field down here. The wheat is ready. That's the wrong way. Wheat is ready to harvest. Everything else is still growing. So let's get the wheat started. Let's get the header hooked up. Now this map may not have as much detail as some maps, but the things that he has done here look pretty realistic as far as how things would be laid out on a real farm, and I enjoy that. The field shapes are not rectangular or square. They're more like what you would find in real life. I've played this map quite a bit. Let's head out to the wheat field. This map is a 4x map, which means it's 4 times larger than the original Hagenstedt map, so the distances in this map are quite long. So if you like to do a lot of driving, this is a map for you. When you do buy equipment from the dealer, there is no reset back to the farm. You actually have to go to the dealer and drive them back, or set up a course to deliver them to the farm yourself. Get in the cab here. We'll get this guy started on the wheat. I have one course set up in here for the tractor and trailer to unload on the wheat field. That's all the only course I've set up so far. On other games, save games, I do have several courses set up for all the fields, plus a course transfer course to go from the dealer to the farm and from the farm to the dealer, so that I don't have to actually drive them every time. To the right here is our sheep pen, the pasture to the right. You can see the fence. The thing I like about this map too is that the ditches and fences and telephone poles are basically like what you would see where I'm from in the Midwest in Kansas. This map is based on the upper Midwest, which is very flat. There are some hills off in the distance, but this is very similar to what Kansas looks like. Another thing I like about this map is that there's not too much lag when I play, when I'm not recording, because the details of the trees and stuff aren't that, there aren't that many, so the details don't strain the computer as much. So let's head this on out to the wheat field. There's a driveway down here at this end of the wheat field that we can get in and get started. We'll get this guy going, and then we'll go back and get our tractor and trailer. There's another combine, a FAR M66 over at Jesse's farm, and some smaller equipment for the smaller farm over there. We will get some bigger equipment as time goes on. We start out with just $12,000, so we'll get there. Slow down here so we can get ready to turn in the driveway. The grass and ditches and the fences and everything look realistic. If you look straight ahead, there's another farm up there. That might be the Beast farm, I'm not real sure, or the McGregor farm where the cows are. Can't remember exactly. I think that's Beast farm. So we'll get this guy over here to the corner. Get him set up. There's the cornfields straight ahead. The fields are relatively large and realistically shaped. One thing I did notice playing this in my regular play is that, I guess I turned way too far, that the hired workers will not cultivate on this map. You have to actually set up a course, mark out the limits of the field, and then use course play to have somebody do your cultivating and plowing and pretty much everything. Hired workers do work on the combine, so can't drive tonight. Alright, let's get lined up here. Let's get him going. Make sure he's gonna start. Okay, so let's go and get the Schluter. This is the big one. I don't know what model number this is. This is the Super Track, is it 2500 XL or something like that? It's the bigger Schluter in the in-game. And I think all the equipment is in-game when you start out. And then we've got looks like a corn, sugar beet planter, a regular planter, a cultivator, and then we've got the trailer here, 21,000 liter trailer, AgriLiner. So let's get backed up. Tipper. Our tipping point is over here to the left where the question mark is. We dump all of our crops there. So let's get this guy headed over to the field. Textures are different in this map than most maps. They almost look, if you get out and look really close, they look like actual pictures of dirt and the earth. And but I do like the textures in here. It looks a little more realistic to me, you know, having grown up on a farm. And the feel of this farm feels more like home, more like you're down home. And I like that. It's not for everybody, but for me, this is one of my favorites. I know he was coming up with a 16 times map, 16 times larger than Hagenstedt, but I haven't seen that yet, so I haven't really looked for it that hard, and I doubt that my laptop would actually handle it. Look at that road just stretching off to the horizon. Combine's still going. A lot of grass in this map, so you never have any trouble getting the grass for your animals. There's an airport off to the left up here. And there are two towns. Up ahead there's a Walmart, a mall, and behind us is another town. Yeah, but one of them Salem, one of them Sioux Falls. I can't remember which one's which. The dealers back the other way from us. Let's let that combine turn around before we pull behind him. I set the course to start up on this other corner of the field over here, so let's let him get turned around and head back out of our way. Doing a good job there, Randy. We'll call him Randy. How about that? Hard worker, Randy. I don't know why Randy. It just sounds like a fun name to give hell to. Like, what the hell are you doing, Randy? I don't know. If anybody's named Randy, I'm sorry. Alright, let's load. I named this one Field 1 because the fields on this map aren't numbered. Let's set that to combine mode. Let's choose the boots. 5465. Set it to manual. Maximum speed. Let's start unloading him at 75% and drive on at 100%. Drive course. See if he actually. I'll probably stop and wait here, and then we were probably in the way. Let's see what happens. Let's see how full our combine is. He's at 56%. So my course may be right in the way. We'll see. If it is, we'll get him out of the way and set him up again. Yeah, so the field shapes on this map are realistic. We've got a waterway running right through the middle of the farm there, and that's like real life. We used to farm some fields with waterways right through the middle for drainage. This wheat field goes all the way over to the water ditch to our left, and then it goes across behind the sheep pasture there, and then that other field you can see in the center of the screen just past the fence line is still wheat, so it's all one field. There's the federal farm right there in front of us. And the fences, most of the buildings are all drive-through, so this is great for horseplay and hired workers. You don't get hung up on much. I know that's not very realistic, but it really makes it a lot easier to play this map. And let's get out of the combine, and I'll show you the ground texture. And especially when you plow or cultivate, it looks like it's a little bit blurry here, but when you do cultivate, it does look like real earth. So let's just kind of step off to the side here and watch the action. We should be getting close to 75%, I would think. So hopefully he tractor moves out of the way by the time he gets down to that end. Wide open country here. Mountain in the distance. I believe that's the airport right over there if you look straight ahead. Sun coming up. Alright, so he's gonna make it. Yeah, the tractor pulled out of the way, so we should unload him. I guess we could go ahead and get that far combine and bring it over here. Let's do that real quick. Give him a hand. You see we got some small equipment over here too. Come on, baby. You can do it. I know you're old and tired, but we got work to do. We got wheat to cut. We're burning daylight. Randy needs some help. We need another name here. Let's see, we got Randy on the other combine. We'll go with ours. We'll call this guy Rusty. This header hooked up here. Come on. A little further. There we go. Alright, so now let's head over there and get started with this guy helping. We'll get the other... There's a little Emsland trailer here we can bring over to unload this guy. And I think right to our left is our barley field, which will be ready later. I think the wheat field gets ready first, and then the barley, and then the canola fields. And then I have never played this long enough to get to the corn harvesting. It does take a while. And I like how they're staggered so they're not all ready at once. So there's a car ahead up to the right if you look. There are very few cars on this map. Every once in a while you'll see somebody driving by. Just get this guy over there. This will take a little while. This guy's not really that quick. We have it over here. We might as well use it. Until we get something bigger. So we have sheep on a federal farm where we started from, so I think we'll get started on some sheep once we get mower, get some grass cut down. And I think that this map, all the animals, I have to look at the PDA, but I think all the animals are fed the same way as the original Hagenstead map, so I'm not real sure. I have to look at that. And I don't think... I know there's a place to sell potatoes and sugar beets on this map, but I don't believe, I haven't seen or figured out anyway, if there's a place to actually store them. I haven't figured it out if there is. But there is a John Morrell food plant down the highway straight ahead, a mile or so, or two. This is a big map, so that's our farm straight ahead on the right. Basically, this first episode on the Salem, South Dakota map will just be getting the wheat harvest started, getting things set up to get it done. Let's get outside for a minute. It's a very big map. Look at the size of this pasture. All that grass you can cut. And then the barley field, which we just came from the farm over there. This big barley field, which is probably about 40 acres or so. And there's another plot of land right up ahead where the road cuts through that we could buy. We've got a lot of opportunity here to buy some fields. And our canola field to our right. Better make sure this guy is going down the road properly. Not too many trees on this map, so it and a lot of detail on that part, but definitely enjoy the details on the highways and ditches and telephone poles. And actually all of the buildings that he's put into the farms are actually laid out like a real farm would be. Multiple outbuildings, sheds, barns, gates, fences. And it does take a while to get around here. You can see this far's going 12, 13 miles an hour, and it just takes a little while. Just the way it is. There's a little grass field right here too that on some of my games I've mowed and just use that for sheep. There's a swather on it. That just looks like a farm. A lot more than a lot of maps. So I have to give him credit. And I'm sure this map took him a long time. This map really allows you to simulate larger farming. It takes a while. So we'll get a series going on this map, as well as Appleton Farm, and we'll keep trying to do the two rivers as we can. We'll get 2 or 3 of them going. Don't see this map played much. I don't know if that's because people just don't like it. I don't know. I enjoy this one, and I would like to promote it. See more people playing it, because he did put a lot of work into this. And I think he did a really good job. I give him credit, especially for the atmosphere of the map, the way that it feels. You know, having grown up on the farm and farmed for over 20 years, it feels right. And it's my understanding that he farmed growing up too, and who better than to design a map than someone who knows what it's like. So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, waiting on this guy to get there to help. We're ready to turn in the drive here. I think what we'll do with this guy is we'll go to the other end of the field. Keep that Dukes going back and forth up here. And we'll get this guy started on the opposite side. Now I know I can drive through the ditch, through the fence, through the pasture to get over there, but make it halfway realistic for you. Hello, Miss Honk. How you doing there, Randy? Keep it up, Randy. I don't have to fire you. I'll just come around this end. I played this map last night. Had no issues with lag until I started trying to record. So it's got to be the strain of the Fraps program on my computer system. So it's just the way it is. Until we have a more powerful computer at some point. So I think what we'll do is we're going to cut through the crops. I know that we wouldn't do that in real life, but we'll get him started on this section. So that wheat field continues on the other side of the waterway there. We'll get this guy started on this end. Help out, get this other western section finished up or started and get it knocked out as quickly as possible. Let's see here. Get this guy lined up where he can. Let Ricky go. Come on, Ricky. See if he'll actually turn around properly. May end up leaving a little bit of weed on the edge, but that's just the way it is. Let's see here. probably get this guy hooked up to that Emsland trailer. Oh, we got a little Kramer there with a small Amazon seeder too, so we'll utilize him. We got that other Amazon seeder back at the main farm. We got a 6-meter width that we'll use on the fields also, so we'll get there. I think in this circular shaped barn here, you can sell straw. It's kind of a cool barn. It's like some of them you see up in the northern part of the Midwest. We don't have much around here in Kansas like that. But alright, let's get this guy over to the field. The old trusty Buer. Costs a lot to maintain this one every day, but it's not a bad tractor. Alright, let's get this guy over there. Don't have a front weight for this tractor yet. We'll get one eventually. We have to drive all the way to the dealer to pick it up, so, and it's way off down that way. I'm not going to do a tour of the map because the size of this map would probably take an hour just to go to every point, every corner of this map. Do a little more driving around once we get it picked up. That goes a little faster. Warning all this massive traffic that we're on the road. Well, we saw one car so far, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for traffic. I don't think I've ever seen more than 1 or 2 vehicles while I've played this game going down this highway. And there are interstates at the north and the western edge of this map. Maybe the east too, I can't remember. Based on actual area and actual highways. I don't even remember if I saw any traffic on the interstates in this map. That's fine. I'll have to deal with them anyway. It is a long drive here. I need a radio. Right, there's our little far. Looks like he's just sitting there waiting for Crickey. Rusty. I guess it was Rusty, wasn't it? I think we said Rusty. We got Randy, Rusty, we'll say Ricky's in the Schluter, and this will be Rufus. So coming up on the driveway and the Lone Tree Farm. Horse. Now we may have some trouble with this horse tractors and combines. stopping each other, but just have to manage them. So let's load the same course on him. Change it to convoy mode. I'm going to be following the far. Maximum speed, and set up our percentages and let us send him on his way. He should cut across to the far from here. Looks like the Dukes has done pretty good. Old Randy. Make sure this guy's gonna unload, and we'll call it an episode here pretty quick. A lot of fields to harvest on this map. That cornfield's pretty darn large. Take a while. Make sure this guy runs his course properly. I think we statistics. Yeah, wheat, barley, canola, and corn are the 4 crops in the statistics. Sheep. Yeah, I don't think we have to give them water on this map, just grass. Cows will have mixed ration, silage, grass, and straw, just like the normal maps. So, I don't think we have any storage for potatoes and sugar beets according to this PDA. I think we just have to harvest it and take it in for sale. Alright, is this guy gonna do it? Come on, Rufus. Get her done. Looks like he's a little far away from the combines. Hopefully it'll trigger the... Yeah, close enough. It'll trigger it. Got the other 2 hard working over there. See if he pulls out of the way properly. Far going his way. A little bit choppy. Fraps just makes it choppy. It's not to the point where it's unplayable. It just may not be as pleasant to watch as some videos. Alright. Give them a couple more minutes before we pause this video. I'll probably go ahead and record a second one while I'm at it. Is that guy in the way? No, it's not. It was just unloading him. Alright. Yeah, I think that's Beast Farm, straight ahead there, right here. I'm trying to remember, I think, which one has the chickens? Chickens are on the Coke Farm, okay, so Coke Farm is right here for chickens, Dairy Farm is in Gregor's, and we have the sheep down here at Federal Farm. Beast Farm is just basically a farmyard with fields around it. Oh, and we've got the Interstate 90 right here, and then we've got Interstate 29 going north and south here, and this one is Highway 30, something like that. And Highway 181 or Highway 81. I wonder if that's the same highway that goes through Wichita, because we have 81 also that runs through there. It might be a continuation all the way up through the Dakotas. Might be straight north of here. Alright, so I'm going to pause this first episode here and continue recording a second session on episode 2. Hopefully get them uploaded this weekend, so I'll see you in a minute.